Okay, cool. Today we have what I thought was Brockhampton's final album until about 12 hours ago, The Family. This has been billed for a few months now as Brockhampton's swan song, their final ever release as a collective. Now we know that's not true because they dropped a surprise tape 24 hours later called TM. I am aware that this is a Kevin Abstract only project, but still listed under the Brockhampton label. I've heard a couple songs. I've heard Big Pussy and The Ending. It's a fair amount of songs. There's 17 songs, but it's only 35 minutes, so most of these are, about 2 minutes. Brockhampton, aka Kevin Abstract. The Family, first song is Take It Back.
Wait.
The strongest Kanye roots ever.
Take it back to when he and Ashlyn was out front scheming right off Jefferson. The sun shine on me. California things. Tyler Big Brother. California dreams. The group broke up and made me feel hot again. If we talking about groups, we still top 10.
That's fact. That's fact. And I'm speaking as someone who I've got a lot of bias towards Brockhampton. A lot. They popped off when I was like, in the middle of university. I think I just turned 20. It was summer 2017. I was like that perfect demographic for Brockhampton. I think most of them are like similar age to me, mid-20s. So I feel like, I've grown up, I've transitioned from teenagehood into adulthood alongside Brockhampton. So, these albums are going to be personal to me.
Had to saturate the streets with some classics.
Facts.
We went number one like magic. Come tell us in the album, my family. Tell Mike on TV, look at this family tree. Money in my bank account, I can't believe. Had to wash that blue paint off so I could be free.
Ooh! I had to wash that blue paint off so I could be free. Okay, so, all the music videos from the Saturation era, they're all covered in blue paint. On the third album, Amir Van is literally covered in blue paint. I had to wash that blue paint off so I could be free. And I feel like I'm going to talk a lot in this video, okay? I'm sorry, but over the last few years, every album has been billed as the final Brockhampton album. And we all knew that, the bigger Brockhampton get, the shorter their shelf life becomes. And that's just part of getting more successful and growing up. And it's not necessarily a bad thing as well. I believe this is the case this time. I believe this is the real finale. Not this one, obviously, TM tomorrow. I believe for the first time that this is actually telling me the truth. And I hope it's true as well. The energy that they started with, all these guys living in this house, these kind of like misfits, making this creative shit just out of a house, like proper do-it-yourself shit. You can't get that aesthetic like 5-6 years down into your career when you've all made millions of dollars and, they have significant others, they might want to be starting families and stuff like that. That's fine. I want it to, it's sad to say, but I want it to end. I want it to end because if it didn't, then you're squeezing juice out of an orange that's already been squeezed to death. Do you know what I mean?
Long time coming, who wanna start a band with me? Merlin been around since day one. When he dropped out of college, you was there for him.
Merlin!
But next time, in another life, somewhere in the sky, y'all will reunite.
I like the fact as well that it's not like sugarcoated. It's not saying, oh, we did everything exactly how I wanted to do. Of course, there was a lot of ups and downs with Brockhamptons for some obvious reasons. And it's okay to have regrets. He's saying, I wish we would have done this. I wish we would have played there. I wish we would have done that. And, that's part of, the bittersweet nature of this, of this breakup, this ending. I hate it when people look back at things that they really enjoyed that were pivotal parts of their life and they pretend it was perfect. Of course it wasn't perfect. This is going to be super bittersweet and I'm fine with it. Okay, the next song is called RZA.
Listen me out, help me. What's that? Yeah. I know I got to be, come on. More like RZA, baby, come on. Me and your dad will fight and we stay together. Even once we split, we stay together. Like your mom and keep the family together.
Even though we split, we still stay together. I guess that's why it's called The Family. Even though you go your separate ways, again, they're growing up. They're going to want to, do other things with their life that doesn't involve these, a large collection of guys all, working in close proximity. That's not going to happen forever. I feel like this album is Kevin's Abstract's excuse to finally make the Kanye fan project he wants to make. That's RZA! Okay, the next song is called Gold Teeth. Is that a bit of Bareface? Yeah.
Don't ask me if the crew is still talking. Do we see each other? Hardly. Should we make together? Godly.
This is gonna be so sad. Oh man, do we see each other hardly? It's sad to me just because, you know, when I first heard that first fucking Saturation tape and I was like, oh my god, this is something different. You know, this shit is fucking amazing. I want these guys to make music for as long as they possibly can, like together. And I knew that was never possible, but I didn't I didn't want to believe it.
Shell tacos, blanco on the roster, with niggas on my cocktail. It's a dream to see them all, always better to make it. You can't become unfazed, your cloud just start fading.
Okay, so the next song is Big Pussy, which I have heard. I've heard Big Pussy a few times since it dropped. So we've gone to the next song, which is called All That.
Back when we were still outside, church next door, we couldn't afford the time. Now we hate each other just to hang out.
We hate each other just to hang out. What?
Everything went left at the Brit Awards when I decided not to show up to show support, cause I was trying to go solo before we went on tour.
He was trying to go. I mean, you know, he dropped that solo out. I kind of like that solo. I'm not gonna lie. Again, I hadn't really thought about, you know, how that would strain, you know, put a strain on the relationship with the other band members, because I think that album was, I think it was 2019. So I think it was in between Ginger and Iridescence. So they just started their deal with RCA, and you know, he just admitted, you know, I was trying to go solo, just as like they just had a #1 album, so it didn't. I guess to him. I guess he kind of regrets that. This album is already filled with a lot of regret. This so far, it feels like I'm listening to like Kevin Abstract's like personal diary entry, and you know, already, you know, only a few tracks in. If this was the real final Brockhampton album, I think it would kind of leave a strange taste in the back of your mouth, just knowing like this is the last we're gonna hear of Brockhampton. So I'm glad it's not the real thing, but I also think it's quite necessary. Okay, so the next one is called Back from the Road.
When I get back from the road, he just like me, front row. Love when they singing these songs. Then you turned into my home.
It's extremely minimal.
These dickies from Walmart. Tour bus smoke out. Don't let John find out. When I get back from the road, he's just like.
See, this feels like a Saturation song, but it feels like a twisted version of this. Okay, the next song is called Basement.
Yeah. Back to the bases. Back to the basement. Back to the fire. Back to the game.
Bitch, you acting nosy. You acting like the police. You just know these songs. You just know these videos. You don't know my number. You ain't got my telephone number.
This is like a 2003 UK grime beat.
Yeah, I love my fans, but they'll kill me if they can.
But what he's saying is important as well. He's saying you only know me from the videos and from these albums. A tiny sliver of their lives. I don't know these people. I know your art, and I know what you tell me in your art, and what you've put in your art is exactly what you're willing to share. And more often than not, the way you get to actually know someone is, you know, in their real life, in their everyday life. You know, like we're not seeing these men, you know, wake up and bust a shit. Do you know what I mean? Like we don't know these people. What they say can touch us and can affect us, because that's what art does. But we don't know these people. But he's saying, you know, my fans could kill me. Like the pressure and the weight of having to deliver consistently. I'm not a rich and famous artist, so you know I don't have to shoulder that burden. Okay, the next song is Southside.
Don't give a fuck if they judge us. It's my life, so what? I know you feel it in the music, yeah. All the old cribs look like a museum. Very nice and sauce, I was ruthless, yeah. Bitch boy, quit acting like you know me. Growing up, I'm really rich. It's that reminiscent shit. Remind me of the early shit. Shit that we was on when the sun felt sunny. Shit that we was on when music was not money.
Okay, next one up is Good Time. Okay, this really makes sense. Why this project needs to exist in the Brockhampton canon, because it's, you know, I guess it was kind of like, you know, the elephant in the room was like, you know, clearly, you know, you drift apart, and when that happens, you know, you'll have some regrets, but, you know, we've never heard those explicitly articulated by any members of the band, and if it's going to be articulated by anyone, it, you know, it should be essentially the guy who started it all, which is Kevin.
Fucked up. I be doing Zoom calls, talking with nigga personal shit. I'm like, yo, make sure we filming this. Keep the camera rolling. That's a toxic
crazy
relationship.
That is.
That's what our friendship turned into.
That's
everything in the art.
That's mad. That's mad. But, you know, I'm glad that he's addressing it. You know, the idea that every intimate moment of your life has to be captured for a piece of content is fucking crazy. Okay, next song is called 37th.
I know it hurts, but this is my favorite. Why?
This is my vacation, this is my Cancun. Some my brothers who I love, I know I failed you. Linked up with Amir to see what he been up to. I praise God for the days that we've been through. Someday.
Oh shit! So he said, I linked up with Amir to see what he's been. Okay, so I mean, you know, it must be, you know, from the outside, it's very easy. You know, Amir, you know, was accused of some pretty fucking very shady shit and stuff that deserves for you to be kicked out of the band, no questions asked. But from the point of view of the inside, you know, if you're Kevin, I know that they go way, way, way back. If I'm imagining, you know, one of my high school friends, like, you know, and I'm very, very close with my friends that I went to school with to this day, and, you know, if we started making art together, we started blowing up, and they did some crazy shit, like, you know, they'd have to leave. But at the same time, like, you know, he said he's appreciative for the shit that they went through together. I can't erase that. No matter what they've done, I wouldn't be able to erase it. And it would cause a lot of, like, conflict in yourself to have to wrestle with these two things.
Empathy's a bitch, man. Mix that bitch with some shame and some weed and champagne. You end up like me, trying to make everybody happy when I'm only there for me. So getting over you, it ain't been easy for me. So now I'm working through the pain, getting fucked up in between. Like,
God damn.
This is my favorite. Why?
That's fucked. Okay, the next song is called Boy Band.
we always start outside of the lines, filming videos outside sunrise. DIY, make the crew supersize. I said summertime needs this. Yeah, summertime needs this. Summertime. Yo, my dear friend, what a wonderful surprise.
Summertime does need this. 2017 Summertime, soundtrack by Saturation, was different. I keep forgetting how brief these songs are. Okay, the next song is called Any Way You Want Me.
And you can take me any way you want me.
This is all this singer-songwriter shit.
I know you hate me. Still my best friend, even if I don't need you. Still my best friend, even when I don't see you. I promise, oh, I promise. What if I could change? That's such a toxic bar. It's like,
Yeah, it is.
I know you don't like who I am, but I'll change for you. I'll change for you right now.
Okay, next song is The Family, the title track.
Motherfuckers be saying, say this, but don't say it like that though. Say it this way. Motherfuckers meaning my son.
I should've called you sooner, 'cause I'm right back on my own. Everyone was showing laughing.
I know it's like so different. Merlin saw the Sugar video, asked if I sold my soul to the devil in some ways.
The Sugar video is one of the best Brockhampton videos. Don't at me.
Did because my mama's still living in the ghetto.
That's crazy. Merlin asked him if you've seen the devil. He said, yeah, because my mum is still living in the ghetto. Oh my.
My house, a local canyon, and a mansion. But some niggas niggas I can't stand, man. But I gotta hold it down for my new fan, man. I gotta hold it down and hold my stance, man. I feel free when I drink. You know shit about me. Y'all know shit about me. Y'all know shit about me.
Proper
Quit
Kanye
talking
shit.
shit.
I should've called you so much, 'cause I'm right back around. You try to keep it alive.
Oh, it made me so happy to hear Bareface. Okay, the next song is Prayer.
God, please don't make me grow up. 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 God, please don't make me grow up.
That's really sad.
I love these niggas so much. I love these niggas so much. God, please don't make me grow up.
It's kind of these two things intersecting, like him realizing this band's not going to exist anymore, but also him like becoming an adult. Okay, the next one is My American Life.
Daytime, feeling stupid. And I got nothing to say. 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 But I have nothing to say. Daytime, feeling stupid.
This is a really sad song. It was sad. That was actually quite a sad song. Okay, this penultimate one is called The Ending, which I have heard, but I'm going to play it again. Yeah, the sample goes crazy. Let me be the one.
Back when I had a fro still. First moved to LA, my daddy used to pay my
Phone bill.
I was sneaking niggas out in the early morning. After sucking good dick on a Sunday morning.
Bars.
Walking most corrupted vision. I turned my friendship into a business, into an empire.
That's
$500,000
fucked
at a wire to my mama, she retired. Go for the night, how you feel?
Let me be the one. Let me be the one. Okay, do you know what? I think I might have. I think I might, because I feel like this is, you know, because I know this is the precursor to something else now. I feel like I need to listen to TM immediately. So I mean, this is a surprise to me, but clearly not to you because you're seeing the title of this fucking video. I'm also gonna record the reaction to TM immediately after this. I'm gonna slap it together in the same video. One huge video. Let's do it. Okay, so the final song of the family is Brockhampton.
I got you.
Could I get a Big Mac and a 10-piece chicken nugget?
The kids broke up the band already, so this one right here for the fans already. Road runner sessions was a blessing. Russell healing, I was sober. Doing keto, I was trying to focus. What would you do if you had that house with a pool? Me and Jabari had a fight that changed our relationship. When you yelling at your brothers, it gets dangerous. I don't think the love's ever been the same since. Now I only yell at God and my therapist. Gaining friends just to get used to losing them. Feel like I lost a limb. Niggas mad at me and me started talking again. I guess that's why I ain't seen niggas from the group like I wish.
That, oh man, they got mad at him when he started seeing him. See, again, that's a really, yeah, it must be a pivotal point, but that's where I can completely understand it from both sides, because, you know, Kevin is like, I can't let go of, he needs to, you know, see his, you know, the person he grew up with, you know, one of his closest friends. I can get that. And from the other side, you know, everyone else is like, you know, he did something that does not represent what Brockhampton stands for. Like, Brockhampton have songs where they explicitly speak out against this type of shit. Like, you know, Matt Champion's verse on Junkie, shit like that, you know. So, for you know, it was a non-negotiable, and I, you know, fully support them kicking him out because that shit should not ever slide. But I can understand, you know, you could have these two contradicting thoughts exist at the same time. Like, we're humans. Kevin can think what he did was morally, you know, he can think what he did, I cannot let it slide at all, and this relationship can never be the same. But at the same time, he can hold on to that love for a childhood friend. I don't think it's, you know, we're not robots. Like, these emotions don't exist in vacuums independently of one another.
Joker, you the most musical motherfucker, Matt.
Facts.
I know you a perfectionist, but now you free dom. Ain't nobody fucking with you lyrically, murdering. Can't nobody match this nigga's energy, Bari. The world about to see who you finna be, Karen. You brought the truth out of me.
You're gonna make me cry, bro. Damn, do you know what? I think that last song, I think was my favourite. Nigga got me shedding a tear, naming all these members, Joba, Merlin. Oh man. I mean, yeah. So like I said, like that felt like half album, half just diary entry into everything I've ever thought over the last like year or so about Brockhampton and Brockhampton ending. So what I'm hoping for with TM, because this is, it's heavy about Brockhampton. Like these felt like, like journal entries, like diary entries. These aren't the songs that you're not going to be bumping this album regularly. I don't think that's the intention. I think this is necessary, and of course I'm sure it's fulfilling contractual obligations as well. That's why it's just over 35 minutes. I'm aware of that as well. So it fills a multitude of roles. What I'm hoping TM is like, okay, we've got that out of the way. Now let's celebrate. Let's celebrate what Brockhampton is and what Brockhampton stood for. A final hurrah, victory lap. That's what it should be. That's what I hope TM is. And I'm going to find it out very soon because I'm going to record it as soon as I finish doing this fucking video. With the context of, the real album coming out next and, this dropping the day before, it makes more sense. Like, if I went into this not knowing that this other album was coming and this was actually the real final Brockhampton album, I would be a bit confused. I would understand why Kevin did it, but I would be a bit confused. I would imagine a lot of Brockhampton fans would be confused as well. But yeah, that's heavy, man. That's especially that last song. But there was a lot of dark shit in there. He'd made allusions to him slowly getting addicted to alcohol. His friendships and familial relationships splintering over the last few years since they signed a record contract. Him questioning his intentions, why he signed the contract, why he kept certain people close, why he pushed certain other people away, and it all. Brockhampton started and revolved around, Kevin Abstract is the de facto leader, so it makes sense that he's the one to make these statements, and he feels, I guess, some sort of responsibility for the way things have gone. If you feel the emotional weight from it, basically, you can't gatekeep Brockhampton. You can't gatekeep Brockhampton because they're so fucking massive, but this feels like this is primarily made for Kevin Abstract and for the fans that, essentially grew up with them. And watched it unfold in real time, because you get that context. You saw it happen. I saw it happen with my own eyes. Obviously at a distance, I don't know these people, but I saw the evolution and not the downfall, but the end of Brockhampton in real time. And I was there for every release and stuff like that. So it's gonna hit me harder than someone that's never heard of Brockhampton just listening to this for the first time. So I wasn't expecting to do both in the same video, but while I'm here, I'm in the Brockhampton mood and energy. Thought, fuck it, let's just make it one giant video. So, continuing where we left off from the end of the family, we have the surprise album, the actual final album from Brockhampton called TM. I don't know what that stands for yet. Okay, let's get into it. First song is FMG.
Was at the cookout with my other man.
Right.
Texas boy, the way I love it, man. All these new niggas, they still, but it don't hit the same. Ain't no mission me. I shake your head in the seas. Ain't no hit me.
Holding down that fucking hi-hat. What the fuck? On that cookie pay? I'm so glad there's this much Matt Champion. Damn. That was dark. That was gritty. It was kooky. It was just. It's the last Brockhampton album. The next song is Animal. This reminded me of Honey a lot. I don't know why. That for me, it felt like a darker take on, saturation shit. You had the really catchy like pop R&B hooks, but that felt like a darker, more somber version of that. Next song is Listerine.
This shit they say you know is not real. Me and my dad, we on the test it.
I thought for a second that was Travis Scott.
Like it's Listerine. This bitch is tripping cause it's Listerine.
Kiss it, kiss it, down, kiss it, kiss it, kiss it.
How we do it like it's sister like that? That shit baffling. Everything I touch like my last name was Hamilton. What you niggas standing in?
This extremely Travis Scott inspired.
Swish it round like it's Listerine. This bitch is tripping cause it's
Listerine.
Kiss it, kiss it, kiss it, kiss it, kiss it.
Kiss it, kiss it, kiss it, kiss it. That was so catchy. Oh my god. That hook was crazy. I love that fucking hook. Very Travis Scott inspired. Not necessarily a bad thing, as long as you're not just doing the exact same thing that artist has done. That song was heat. The next song is called New Shoes. Are we chopping? Someone's on the MPC. Crazy.
Still bang with the crew I came with. Westside vibe, boy, I can't explain it. Got me a cousin. She was a natural. That dedication, hard racing, understated. Niggas was slaving. 30 motherfuckers in the group. Go ahead, baby, back to the States. I lay on the beach in the cameras for summer, and I wanna spell my neighbors on board. Sipping on something extra juicy. Man, you call it that citric fluid. AC off this
That beat's crazy. I'm so glad that we're getting a lot of Matt Champion, because Matt Champion is one of my favourite members of Brockhampton, and of course on Roadrunner we didn't hear much from him because Roadrunner was and rightfully so, was a very Joba and Kevin centric project. But Matt, I just need a bit more Merlin, and it's perfect. Let's go! I'm so happy to hear this right now. That was heat. That was heat. Again, like I said, I love Matt and Merlin are my two favourite members, so I'm glad that they were so prominent on that song. Okay, the next song is Keep It Southern.
Critique stars, critique harsh. Have a barber at my funeral, make sure my niggas cut right. Lineups like they fresh for a flight. If you feel me, this feel like the night that Pac died. And I put my thugs ass money. I wanna have it banging, keep it southern for ya. I wanna hold it.
Merlin!
I wanna have it banging, keep it southern for ya. I wanna hold it down and keep it coming for ya.
This is exactly what I fucking needed. Massive inside her eyes, it's Aurora Borealis. I love Merlin so much, bro.
The blue faces on me, they always entrusted. Yes, Lord, give it to me. Yes, Lord, give it to me. God made melody so I can make money.
Merlin! That was so heat. That was so. Oh man, that took me back to 2017. This is Man on the Moon. That is extremely 2017. What?
How can I keep you on the floor?
It's gonna sound weird, but this feels inspired by The Love Below. That was fucking relentless. I don't think I've ever heard a Brockhampton song like that. It was weird. I think that'll take a lot of time to grow to people, but I kind of fuck with it. Okay, the next song we have up is Better Things. Oh, I love it already. I know I'll love this.
I just found comfort in you. I don't want no other but you. Tired
I need that sweet, sappy shit. I love it.
and maybe I'll find a better thing. Someone that don't treat me like a fool. I'll do better.
That's crazy. That's. I found better thing. Someone that won't treat me like a fool. Oh.
With friends on sweatshirts, a hot guy need a bed first, need good weed and head first. We going head first.
Is that Matt? If that's Matt Champion, bro, this guy is built different.
Someone that don't treat me like a fool. I'll do better things.
This is crazy.
You're the opposite of what you do. Hate to love you. It's too good to be true.
Oh, Joba.
Easy does it. Breaking all the rules. Hate to love you.
This is
Had
fucking
to
amazing.
get around. Hate to love you.
That was fucking amazing. That was my favorite one so far, hands down. Hands down. Not to shit on the other songs because I think it's been a pretty consistent project so far. That was different. That was fucking different. I believe that was Matt Champion on the hook as well. He was going absolutely crazy. I found better things. Someone that would treat me. And Joba. I mean, I hadn't heard Joba on any of the other songs. If I had, then I didn't pick up on him. But you know, the first prominent feature from Joba. And it was the most somber and subdued one so far, but I that was fucking amazing. That was crazy. Next song is Crucify Me.
Crucify me, amen. Brutalize me again.
This is very Outcast.
What we went for way back when, if you remember.
Snakes in the glass, that's like half of what I wanted. You and me, NYC finna be on TV.
Big dog.
It's like when I'm all alone. Yeah, in the beds, on the beds, when you cruise.
Dusty water, I want your names, I'll print it on me. Don't have to know me to put it on me. I got some shoulders for all you fathers. Go up to town with Mr. Gaza. Back when we kicked it on driveway. Even up in we were blasting. Letting know
This is why Matt Champion is the best member of Brockhampton. That piano is crazy. Ooh! Ooh! Gee, that instrumental outro was crazy. That combo of Kevin, Joba, and Matt is ridiculous. I love the Joba's hook as well. You know, he has that distinct, you know, super high falsetto. I love that shit. I love, you know, it's like a, you know, like a. I said Outcast because again it felt like Love Below, maybe a bit of Stankonia as well with the and the heavy jazz and like neo soul influence. Next song is Duct Tape. This feels sad. But Jabari. It's reminding me of Rental. I need Matt Champion. I like we're getting singing. I like singing Matt. Oh, this outro is about to be crazy. This outro is about to be crazy again. again, Joba, Matt, Kevin. Where's Merlin? Oh, but again, the second half of this album has gotten super down tempo and somber, and kind of reminded me of some of the more down tempo songs, especially from Saturation. Like I said, Rental really reminded me of Rental, but just even drearier. And that Joba outro was like kind of creepy, but in a really good way. This is the penultimate Brockhampton song ever. The penultimate Brockhampton song ever. Always something. I love backward shit, so let's go.
Give it a light and I'ma let these niggas all suck in the dish, no.
This whole, even like comparing this with The Family Now, it's just it feels like these albums are like just dealing with the concept of change, and it's such a vague thing, but it's it's a thing that affects all of us like profoundly, and sometimes you don't have the time to sit and reflect on said change, and it's a very good thing, but you can't ignore the effect it has on you, and it just feels very bittersweet, extreme bittersweet. I love that guitar.
Big bag, true blood, and self-defense. Patched up, go up and down again. Time spent, don't bend like these rubber bands. Had to take a stand, I stay on the fence.
I need to feel alright. Goodbye.
Give it a light and I'ma let these niggas all suck in the dish, no.
This is so bittersweet, man. Yeah, the second half of this album, like it started out like super, quirky, zany, in your face, high tempo, pivoted straight in the middle, and I guess that's that's what Brockhampton means to all these people. It's some of the happiest points in their life, but also it came with complications. And also, put a strain on their relationships with each other and with their families, and they've gone through a lot of personal shit as well while they've been in this band. So it's not all daisies, it's not all roses, and that's fine. We've got to the end, not of just this album and this video, but the end of Brockhampton. The last ever Brockhampton song, apparently. I don't know if they're going to do a cheeky little bare-faced solo to end everything. I don't know. This last song is called Goodbye.
Was always a loser, thought it was cool. What's the move? What's the move? It's over.
It's I said I'm out here. Proper creepy 80s synth shit. That's my shit. That is my shit. This does feel like closing credits music. That's all she wrote. That's all they wrote. Oh man. I mean, I was expecting it to be a bittersweet. I've said that word so many times, but it's just what it is. A bittersweet mesh of the highs and the lows. And they took it in a different approach where they essentially like split it into two. Like this album was split in two. It was the, high energy, crazy shit that, burst them onto the scene, and then it was the subdued, somber stuff. A lot of stuff from Matt and Joba. Like this, in terms of like appearances, primarily Kevin, Matt, Joba, some appearances from Jabari. I only heard a bit of Merlin, some verses from Dom as well. I don't know what TM stands for. I don't know what it stands for. But you know, I think releasing these two albums together makes sense. I think they complement each other quite well, because listening to this after listening to The Family is even more somber and quite sad. But you need that, you know, you need that. And there was enough of a celebration of the sounds that made Brockhampton what they were and made their sound so, you know, so captivating. There was enough of that, but also it wasn't just, oh, let's just go over the hits, you know, let's just do Gold Part 2, let's just do Bleach Part 2. It didn't feel like that. It felt suitably somber, and it did feel like it had an air of finality to it. This isn't actually the final album, because again, I've been told so many times. You told me Saturation 3 was the last Brockhampton album, and that was 5 years ago. But this feels final. This feels very final, and it's sad. Because it makes me realize that I'm growing up too. I don't really know what to say. I'm just a bit sad. I'm glad I got to see these guys, because I hadn't seen them. I booked tickets to see them, and then COVID happened, and you know, had to wait 2 years. I got to see them at their final ever London show in Brixton like 6 months ago, and it was fucking heat. They played all the hits. And you know, listening to that now, that just makes me want to start over again, like rinse that Saturation trilogy. I don't know what they'll do next, you know, individually, or if they do anything collectively. I have no idea. But you know, they've given us what, seven or eight albums in 5 years, and to release at that volume and that consistency level is, you know, it's rare, especially, you know, so many people packed together, so many creative people packed together, and it didn't really feel on any of their albums for me like they were stepping on each other's like toes or anything. Like if a song was perfect for a particular person, they'll have 90% of the song, and that's fine. It felt like a democratic process, and of course behind the scenes there were, you know, a lot of shit that was happening, and that has been addressed on this album and The Family as well. But we got hella music, we got hella fire music. Saturation was the soundtrack to my 2017. I've loved basically every project they've done. I'm sad to see them go, but I think it had to happen. It can't go on forever. Like this fucking video.